The emergence of time in cosmology. Have you ever had a moment, perhaps lying in bed at night, when you truly felt time? Not just the ticking of a clock, but the deep, relentless current of it, carrying you from a past you can barely remember, toward a future you can't possibly see. It feels like the most solid, the most undeniable thing in our existence. Breakfast becomes lunch, day becomes night. Youth becomes, well, us. But what if I told you that this river of time is an illusion? A magnificent, pervasive, and necessary illusion, but an illusion nonetheless. What if, at the most fundamental level of reality, time as we know it doesn't exist? Today, we are going on a journey to the very edge of creation to witness the greatest magic trick the universe has ever performed. The emergence of time. To begin, we must first erase everything. Imagine the canvas of reality before the Big Bang. Not a void of nothing in the way we think of it, but a realm of pure potential. Physicists call this the Planck Epoch, but let's think of it more mystically. Think of it as the cosmic womb, a state of being where the concepts of before and after have no meaning. There is no space to move through, and therefore no time to measure that movement. In this primordial state, reality is a shimmering, frothing sea of potential. It is a single, unified field of all that is and all that could be. In this state, the universe is a perfect, symmetrical idea. It is whole. And in that wholeness, time is asleep. It hasn't yet been born. So, what was the alarm clock? What was the first breath that this cosmic entity took? We don't know the precise why, and that is perhaps the greatest mystery of all. But we can describe the what. In an event of unimaginable power, this unified field underwent a transformation. A symmetry was broken. Think of it like water freezing into ice. It's the same substance, but its state has changed dramatically. In that moment of cosmic phase transition, the single force of creation splintered into the fundamental forces we know today: gravity, electromagnetism, the strong and weak nuclear forces. And with that shattering of perfection, with that first step from unity into diversity, something else stirred. Time awoke. Time did not begin in a universe. Time and space co-created each other in that first fiery moment. They are two sides of the same coin, woven together into the fabric of space-time. This is the first great emergence. Time isn't the stage on which the universe plays out. It is part of the stage itself, stretching and expanding along with the galaxies. But this newborn time was nothing like our time. In the first fleeting fractions of a second, it's believed that time itself may have behaved differently. It might have flowed at a different rate, or even in multiple directions. It was a chaotic, primordial time, not yet the steady, reliable river we experience. As the universe cooled and expanded, time began to find its rhythm. But here is where the magic gets even deeper. Time, it seems, is not a fundamental ingredient. It is an emergent property. What does that mean? Think about the concept of wetness. If you were an alien scientist studying a single molecule of H2O, you would never find a property called wetness inside it. Wetness emerges only when trillions upon trillions of these molecules come together and interact. It is a collective phenomenon. Time, many of our greatest minds now believe, is exactly the same. At the very smallest scale of reality, at the level of the Planck length, the universe may be a vast, frozen, and timeless network of relationships, a cosmic code. In this foundational reality, there is no flow, no past, no future. There are only correlations. If this, then that. It is a static, breathtakingly beautiful structure. So how do we get from this frozen, timeless code to the feeling of a Sunday afternoon slipping away? The answer lies in entropy, the second law of thermodynamics. Now, don't let that term intimidate you. Think of entropy not as decay, but as a measure of disorder, of possibility. The universe, from its incredibly ordered and low entropy beginning, has been slowly, inexorably moving towards disorder. And this gradient, this cosmic slide from order to disorder, is what our brains and our clocks interpret as the arrow of time. Imagine a perfectly organized deck of cards, sorted by suit and number. This is the early universe. Highly ordered, low entropy. Now, shuffle it once, then again, and again. With every shuffle, the deck becomes more disordered, more random. You can never shuffle it back into its perfect original order by chance alone. That process, that one-way street from order to disorder, creates the direction of time. The reason you remember the past and not the future is because the past is a state of lower entropy. Your memory is a physical process in your brain that relies on this increase in disorder. The reason you are born, you live, and you die is because you are a beautiful, complex manifestation of this cosmic process. You are a temporary, ordered pattern that the universe has created as it winds down. We are all children of the second law. This leads us to the most mind-bending question of all. If time is emergent and not fundamental, what does that say about our experience of it? What is the now? Physics has a problem with the now. In Einstein's equations of relativity, every now is just as real as every other. Your past, your present, and your future may all exist, laid out across the block of space-time. This is called the block universe theory. From a God's eye view outside of space-time, your birth, you watching this video, and every moment of your life are all equally real and exist eternally in the cosmic structure. This is where physics touches the mystical, the flowing, personal time we feel. This relentless present moment may be a unique kind of illusion generated by our consciousness. Our brains are like a flashlight, moving along the dark path of the block universe, illuminating one now at a time. We create the present moment through our perception. So, are we just passengers on a predetermined track? Or is our sense of free will and a flowing now something more? This is the great frontier. Perhaps consciousness itself is not just a product of time, but a participant in its creation. We are not just reading the cosmic code. By observing it, by experiencing it, we are bringing it to life. This brings us to the most futuristic and holographic view of all. What if our entire four-dimensional universe, with its past, present, and future, is actually a projection from a two-dimensional surface at its edge? A cosmic hologram. In this breathtaking theory, all the information about everything that has ever happened or will happen inside the universe is encoded on its boundary, like the data on a Blu-ray disc. Our experience of a 3D world moving through time is just the movie being played. In this view, time is the ultimate virtual reality rendered for us to experience. So, where does this leave us? The emergence of time is the story of how a timeless, perfect symmetry broke, giving birth to the dynamic, evolving, and sometimes heartbreakingly beautiful universe we inhabit. It is the story of how chaos gives rise to order, and how that very process creates the arrow that points us from birth to death, giving our lives meaning, urgency, and poignancy. The river of time may be an illusion, but the journey it carries us on is the only real thing we will ever know. We are the universe's way of experiencing its own story, moment by fleeting moment. If this journey into the heart of time captivated you, if it made you see the world a little differently, then do this universe a favor and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more voyages to the edge of reality. The conversation is just beginning, so please share your thoughts, your own mystical experiences with time in the comments below. I read every single one, and if you want to go even deeper down this rabbit hole to explore how the holographic principle, multiple dimensions, and the nature of consciousness weave together, you can check out my book, Holographic Multiverse. We've only scratched the surface today, and the book is a full dive into the cosmic ocean. The link is in the description below. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Remember, it's the most precious thing we have, precisely because it may not be fundamentally there. Until next time, keep wondering.